Hello everyone, I am Ramon. Welcome back to Ramon at Home and to another day of the 25 days of Christmas. On today's video, I want to show you the alternative to a wreath for your door. I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful swag on a GLAM theme. If you guys want to see how this is done, please stay tuned. Don't forget to like this video and share with your friends, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you're already subscribed, don't forget to turn the notification bell on because you don't want to miss the rest of the 25 days of Christmas. Also, make sure you watch the matching wreath and lantern for this swag for the GLAM theme. Let's get started. For this swag, we're going to need 3 of these glitter poinsettias, 4 of these little ornament picks, 3 of the flocked pine, 3 of the flocked cedar, gold ribbon, silver ribbon. We're also going to need about 5 feet of leftover garland, our wire cutters, our scissors, and white fly paint spray. Let's get started. Alright everyone, this project is super easy, I promise. The very first thing you need to do is fold your garland in half, and you want to give it a light fluff. And as you fluff, you also want to go ahead and make sure that you attach both sides together to create one. So just really lightly twist some bristles from each side, and that way you will create one strand instead of 2. And that is the very first step you need to do. Once you have that, you want to hang it back on your easel or lay it flat, and you want to give this garland a fluff, and you want to make it look as wide as possible because we're going to use this to attach our greeneries, our ribbons, our bows we're going to make. We're going to put some really pretty poinsettias and ornaments. I think I might actually even put some ornament clusters, which I didn't mention before, but we'll see. We'll determine where our eye is going to take us. And that's what I like about doing these projects, because you really just let your eye go. There's no right or wrong about these Christmas projects, and if I can do it, anyone can, believe me. So once we have this swag, we call it a swag, all fluffed out, we're gonna go outside and give her a light sprayed paint on white flat, because we're doing a GLAM project, and every time you do a GLAM project with a garland or a wreath, I recommend you give it a light coat of white flat paint. That way you will cover some of the greenery. And as you can see, we made kind of like a teardrop effect, and you can buy this at Hobby Lobby or any of those stores. However, they're pretty pricey, so you can create your own just by folding a piece of garland in half and attaching it together and giving it a light fluff. And so let me go spray paint this, and I'll be right back with you in just 1 second. Alright you guys, as you can see, I've given a really light spray paint to this garland to give it a little bit more of a flocked feel to it. Then we're going to attach some of our flocked pieces, like this guy right here. Now when they come out of the package, they're pretty flat, so I always recommend to just give them a light fluff. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and attach with the bristles of this garland or teardrop. We'll call it our handmade teardrop. So we're going to go one up and one down, and then we're going to repeat the steps with the cedar. Now also the cedar comes pretty flat, but just by giving it a little fluff, then you can give it a lot of life. So I'm going to go ahead and insert one right here, and just attach with the bristle right here. And I have about 4 of these that I'm going to add to the garland. So I'm just going to go ahead and add it on an angle, and I'm going to secure it right here. And then I'm going to move down. And as I move down also, I'm going to do an angle, so that way we can spread the garland and make it wider versus just one narrow swag. As you guys can see, and I'm going to do one more on the top. Actually, I'm going to put it right here on the bottom to finish it off. Alright, as you guys can see, the top of it is way shorter than the bottom is, but that's because when you put it on your door, then you don't want it to go over your door and then get stuck on the top. So that's why you want to make the top shorter. So far so good. I think it's looking fabulous. And the next step will be to add a big bow to the center where we can attach our picks and all of the things. So let me get the ribbons ready, and I'll be right back with you, okay? Alright, so I got my ribbons right here. So what I want to do is I'm going to give this a long tail, about that long, and then I'm just going to drop it. I'm going to layer the silver one on the top of that a little bit longer, just a little bit, I'm going to drop this on the floor as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pretty bow. Just a simple bow, nothing too fancy, because we're going to add some flowers, so we don't want it to take away from our showstopper. And so I'm going to go ahead and probably do like a 3 loop on each side. And since I'm running out of gold ribbon right here, what I like to do is just leave the little end as a tail. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. So I'm just going to go ahead and do one more loop right here and layer on top. I love this wire ribbon because you can really manipulate what you do with it. As I'm sure you know, we've used a lot of ribbon in our GLAM series, but what I like about that is because all of our projects are going to look really cohesive. So this is what I mean right here. I have this little tail right here, so I'm just going to dovetail it and leave it as an extra tail. And it will look really cute having that short tail. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one brand new ribbon. I'm going to fold it in the direction that the silver one's going. I'm going to pinch right there to kind of connect it, and it's as if never ever would have run out of ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a fold right here. And it is kind of difficult working with 2 ribbons, layering them, but once you do a few of these bows, then it really is super simple. If you guys want to see how I make 3 different types of bows, I'm going to link up a video right here in the iCard where I made 3 different types of bows, including a fabulous funky bow that I used on the lantern for the GLAM series. If you guys haven't seen the lantern, then you have to check it out. It's also a video that I just made, the matching wreath, and then the centerpiece will be this Sunday for our watch party, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this ribbon right here. And I'm just gonna, I love the fact that I almost ran out of it, so I'm just gonna leave it extra long because then I can do a knot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a pipe cleaner through and I'm gonna pull back. And then I'm gonna tie it really tight as I can. Like this, and then I'm gonna use these pipe cleaners to attach to the swag, but first I want to make sure that I have all my tails going down like that. We'll fluff it in a second. So I'm gonna make sure that I put this almost towards the top right here, and we're gonna go all the way around. And for this I'm gonna take it off the easel because it's kind of hard to try and do this with not looking at it. Alright, so I'm going to give it a little twist right here to secure it. I love working with pipe cleaners, you guys. It is the easiest way to tie your things to swags and wreaths. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and line it up. I'm going to give it a little fluff, separating all of these bows like this. Like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the longest tail, like I told you I was going to leave it longer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this guy, I'm going to put one of the silver ones on top. I'm going to grab it right here, and I'm going to look for a place to make a knot. I like that little added interest of the knot. It's a trick that I learned a few years ago. I'm going to put a little knot right there, and as you can see, it just gives it that little extra detail. And I'm going to dovetail this guy right here. As you guys can see, this is a super simple, super easy, anyone can do kind of project. It'll look fabulous on your door if you don't want to do a wreath this year. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same right here. Just going to grab them, and I'm going to look for another place to just kind of weave it in. Make sure this stays there with the wire edge of the ribbon. I'm going to dovetail these guys right here. Super easy. Like this. Then the next thing will be to add our picks and our florals. So let me get those together and I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, so I'm back. I have all of my picks and florals right here. I'm going to start with the ornament picks. And like I said, I got this at Hobby Lobby. So you can find those there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start inserting from the top, just making sure that you go through the swag. It's super simple. You could at this point glue it, but for the video purposes I'm going to leave it unglued, but I will just add a little bit of glue and then insert it. and then it will stay there forever and ever and ever. But since I might need this product for a future video, then I'm just gonna go ahead and add it like this. Just make sure that you add your glue. Then I'm gonna add probably one last one right here on the top, this side, like this. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my beautiful poinsettias, and I wanna add one right here to the top. So I'm just gonna give it a little curvature right here to insert it so it kind of falls forward. I wanted to make sure that it falls into the bow. And then I'm gonna add a set of two. Once again, give it a little curve, because I want to go right here in the middle, like this. And then I want to add one more right here. Make sure they're pretty fluffed. Give it a little bend so it falls forward. And I'm going to add this guy right here. And just like that, you can have a swag for your door. Alright everyone, that's all I have for today. I hope you've enjoyed the way this swag turned out. It is a great alternative for a wreath if you don't want to do a wreath this year. It is super easy to make, and with just a few items it comes super affordable. So I'm sure your wallet's gonna like it as well. If you guys like it, please leave me a comment on the comment section below and let me know. And also want to know if you've seen the matching wreath, and also the lantern for it, and the centerpiece is coming up, so stay tuned for that. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and if you already subscribed, don't forget to turn the notification bell on for the rest of the 25 days of Christmas. Next week's videos you will not want to miss. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Hey you, yeah, you, have you subscribed to this channel? I really recommend you do, and hit the notification bell on so you're notified about every single upload. Also follow me on my social media, or just watch more videos right here. Oh, how fun it is to ride.